Yo ho ho, this is 13 with Superior Mobile by 13, and I've got Isaac's 2023 Chevy Corvette C8 here in the shop, and you can see I'm just running the DRLs through their color changing mode. These are the Oracle RGB DRL Kit. Now, I hate Oracle, and I did warn him ahead of time that I hated Oracle, but he had already purchased the product, so I installed it, and I will say this, that I would so much have rather used the Lighting Trends products instead of the Oracle products. Number one complaint is that the LED drivers, these right here, you actually have to retain them, and they are hanging outside of the housings. This is not a waterproof assembly, nor is this a waterproof plug, so this should not be exposed to the elements, yet it is. And the reason that I have one of them in my hand is because this one actually went bad. So when originally he brought me the car, he said that he had a turn signal out on the front, and I said, well, hell, I bet it's this part right here. And so since we're replacing those, we're gonna fix two problems and gain some sweet color changing effects all at the same time. Not the case with the Oracle kit. The Lighting Trends kit, on the other hand, does allow you to just remove these. I don't actually know how they do it, but I'm gonna assume it's some measure of resistance that needs to be applied to that circuit. I tried doing a standard 6 ohm and 7.5 ohm resistor across the turn signal circuit to ground, and that did not cause the hyper flash to go away. So unfortunately, this is just an LED circuit that either needs to be retained or you need some sort of an integration module. Here's the Oracle box, by the way. It did come with this controller, and I absolutely refuse to install these controllers because they're just total dog poopies. These terminals are not waterproof, so this has to be mounted inside of the cabin, and this is the IR receiver because this is a line of sight remote control. So this is just all a terrible product, so I refuse to install these. We did use the Morimoto XBT controller instead. It required a little bit of rewiring in order to make it work, but it does work. Since these are RGB products, the pure white mode looks pretty poopy. His sole purpose and intention of doing this modification was so that he could have red DRLs. So what I wanted to do was open up the headlights and actually do addressable LED strips all there, and that way we could have sequential turn signals, you could have startup and shutdown animations, all that jazz. But I will admit that the price point of doing a build like that was significantly more than just doing this kit like so. And since all he wanted was red DRLs, I said, okay, we can do that. Now, right now, I am currently running them with the parking lot pimpin button. That is hidden up underneath there. Normally I put it in the kick panel, but there's a whole bunch of stuff back there. So you can just reach up under there near the OBD2 plug and push that, and then that's gonna cut the power off to the module. It's relay diode isolated, so I've got two triggers. One is an ignition circuit, and the other is the parking lot pimpin button. So when you start the vehicle, they automatically come on, which is a big deal because the instructions from both Oracle and Lighting Trends both have you put their controllers on constant power. Nobody wants to talk about the fact that that means that you are now manually turning on and off your DRLs, which would be pretty unacceptable. For example, we're gonna start the car. Vroom. Okay. When you give the XBT controller power, it remembers the last color that it was on, so as long as he leaves it on red every time he starts the car and turns off the car, it's just gonna come on red just like he intends, and that is good. Of course, these are integrated with the turn signal, so the added bonus here is now we have turn signals on both of the LED tubes as compared to just one. However, something that I absolutely hate about Oracle is that when you turn on the turn signal, it turns off the DRL on the other side. I think for the price point, it's totally worth it, but honestly, I'd still rather do a whole custom addressable LED array setup. I just think that would be way cooler. As always, pricing and product information for this particular build will be in the video description, so you have any questions about the products used or how long it took, be sure to start your journey there. All build inquiries, if you're interested for yourself, must be submitted via the form on the website. Thank you so much for watching. This is 13 with Superior Mobile by 13. I hope you have yourselves a wonderful day, and I will talk to you later. See you on the next video. See ya!